We're back to mix it up on the new wrinkles in the Islamic Center controversy, including what the developers calling, quote, a surreal debate, and the GOP's hopes for 2010 and perhaps beyond looking better now than ever. Let's start by diving into the latest poll about the construction of that Islamic Center near Ground Zero. 54% of New Yorkers say that Muslims have a constitutional right to build it. I'm encouraged that they agree with our Constitution. At the same time, 7 out of 10 feel that the developers should voluntarily move it out of sensitivity to those who lost loved ones on 9/11. And around the same number, 71% think there should be an investigation of how the project is being paid for. I agree. We should investigate where the funding is coming from for every mosque, church, and temple in the country. Let's investigate all the right-wing churches in the country. What? Oh, I thought everybody was into investigating religious organizations. Oh, you meant only Muslims. Oh, my bad. That's consistent. Meantime, the developer who says he's stunned by this whole debate is speaking out for the first time. He says the center is more than a mosque.
It should be universally known as a hub of culture, a hub of coexistence, a hub of bringing people together.
Here to mix it up is MSNBC contributor and political reporter for Slate magazine, David Weigel, and Democratic strategist, Chris Kofinis. First, let me ask you, Dave, if the original polls in Manhattan were in favor of the mosque, and now they seem to be fairly against the mosque, as you just saw the numbers, did progressives lose this debate because they're just on the wrong side of it in the country, or did they lose because they never really made a defense?
Well, I think your second point is the correct one. They didn't really engage with what the issue was about. They didn't have the confidence to. I think President Obama was emblematic of this because he said that Friday, where he took a stand on the issue, that they had a right to build it, and it sounded like he was making an argument for religious pluralism and tolerance. When asked about that, he backed away from it. So you had conservatives and people who call themselves anti-jihadists being really visceral and passionate about what they believed, and liberals not wanting to lose. So they lost. That's what happens if you back away.
Chris, we've got now a mosque being burnt down, or it was under construction, and they burnt the construction materials in Tennessee. There were shootings by mosques. There's, of course, what happened with the Cabbie in New York. Things are getting really ugly here. Is this a result of conservatives stirring up all the wrong passions?
Well, I mean, the rhetoric has gotten ugly, and I think a lot of it has to do with just a fundamental misunderstanding that, to be frank about it, a lot of Americans have about Islam and about the Muslim faith and about this community center. I think part of the blame lies clearly on the right for ginning this up. And there are a lot of key individuals to blame for that. And I think the challenge is also, I think, on progressives and also the developers and others to really go out there and communicate what this mosque and its role in the community is going to be. And you have to kind of fill that message gap, if you will, that wasn't, I think, articulated as well as it could have been in the beginning. And those who opposed it for a lot of bad reasons filled that gap.
Yeah, and now Democrats are running even harder away from it, it looks like. And we have a Taliban leader, Zabihullah, who said that he was just thankful that we gave him this gift because it's helps him recruit. So it's a disaster all around. I'll just read you one quick quote there. By preventing this mosque from being built, America is doing us a big favor. It's providing us with more recruits, donations, and popular support. Do you think just real quick, Dave, let me ask you, any conservatives in this country understand that, and do they care?
I don't think they care. I mean, and I don't actually think it's a good idea to judge whether you're winning or losing the war against the Taliban based on their press releases. I mean, the same thing happens with either side when they want to make their case for whether we're scaring terrorists enough. That's not a good reason to do anything. No, I mean, they see that they've got an issue here that makes Americans really passionate. One of my memories of the Glenn Beck rally this weekend is Beck saying we need to go back to our churches, synagogues, and mosques, and a guy behind me yelling, "Not in Ground Zero." So Republicans are confident that this is a winning issue for them, and they don't care what the Taliban says.
All right, fair enough.